Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode here at Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a Bitcoin buyer. Bet you didn't see that coming, but that is the title of the show today, is Florida, the great state of Florida, about to add Bitcoin to its balance sheets there. We're about to find out in a moment. And of course, wherever you are tuning in from around the world, I want to welcome you to the channel. Thanks for watching. And before we jump into the news and the charts, as always, if you're a regular watcher, you know what I'm going to say. Smash that like. This helps get this content out to more people and does help support the channel. I really do appreciate that. And I thank all the people who leave the kind comments that you leave below. Certainly, I do read and respond to each of those, and I do get back to the questions also left there as soon as I am able to. And don't forget about the cheat sheet. Below is my crypto roadmap to success. It's linked. I get asked every day where it is, and of course, if you're new, you're just learning about it, it's below this video. In the description of this video, it is the top link there, and you can certainly check that out. It's got some great free resources, education, it's got some entries and take profit levels, some swing trades, I've got stocks there, and of course the Stocks with Josh Discord is also located there. I'm in that Discord every day, interacting with the most amazing community on the planet, and so check that out. You can get signed up in the cheat sheet, and also the Stocks with Josh link for the Discord is below in the description as well. Okay, here we go. Let's jump into some news. And first of all, we've got the Bitcoin order heat map, a large wall of sell orders on Binance. Who else? It's the Great Wall. It's not the Great Wall of China. It's the Great Wall of Binance. Is stopping it from breaking out to new highs. Please remove these orders immediately. There you can see they're just absolutely stacked above price, and that's kind of why we're stuck in the $72,000 range at the moment there. And don't forget, we have an election coming up, and historically, Bitcoin has done pretty well in the last three U.S. presidential elections here. We can see it going back 2012. There's the election. There's Bitcoin. There's the election. There's the election. And we're coming up to the election here. And so this is just mirroring what we've saw. Will we see it come up? We had quite a few people vote in the how high do we think Bitcoin can go challenge yesterday. And there were some of you that just thought around 85 to 100,000. Some of you thought much higher. It's going to be interesting. I obviously hope that Bitcoin does get up to this $200,000 level. Certainly we shared yesterday about the Fibonacci, the 1618 being at about 177,000. We're going to see what shakes out there, obviously, with Bitcoin, price as we go up, and we'll obviously update the community there. Now, even though we have the Great Wall of Binance above, we have a nice wall of orders below. If you're scared right now, let me hold your hand. No thanks, I'm good. But the order book reveals 7,200 Bitcoin buy orders below prices, kind of a plunge protection seatbelt. Remind yourself that everyday BlackRock institutional clients bought for 300 million on average. Yesterday, they bought 643 million of Bitcoin. So you can see the orders that are set. There's the sell wall above, and there is a sell wall, a buy wall, a sell wall above, and a buy wall below. We're kind of trapped in the middle right now, and so we just may go sideways a little bit there for Bitcoin until the market chooses a direction to the upside or to the downside there. Certainly, if we're looking about from a supply shock, the Bitcoin balance on exchanges has hit an all-time low. And so I would expect a surge to the upside, and this kind of comes in line with the presidential elections, November being incredibly bullish as December, and an altcoin season that is imminent, in my opinion. If you didn't see when is altcoin season going to happen video yesterday, please check that out. I go into some details and some stats there. And just before we get into the charts, as promised, Florida adding Bitcoin to the balance sheet would be 100 times more important than El Salvador. I think El Salvador would disagree, Mitchell. Mitchell Hoddle says this, but I think El Salvador would disagree. The states are coming. Get ready. Florida's chief financial officer urges the State Board of Administration to add Bitcoin to the Florida Growth Fund. This would be incredibly bullish for Bitcoin if Florida were to step up to the plate and begin to add Bitcoin to its balance sheet. Do you think that Florida should? Heck yes, I do. That's my vote. And certainly, I think for Bitcoin long-term growth and sustainability, I think we're going to see this. If Florida starts, we could see some of the other states jump in as well. Okay, we're going to jump into the Bitcoin price here, and really it's just steady as she goes. Not really seeing a lot of movement. We know we have the buy orders below. We know we have the great wall of Binance above. But again, let's just look at Bitcoin price action. And certainly, as you can see here, we have found the tribal trades trend line here. This trend line is holding here. But look, it would not surprise me if we did come back and retest these other trend lines that are here. We've got the one going back, it's been resistance. We've broken through. Certainly come back, retest either of these trend lines here because there is liquidation levels below price. Of course, there is liquidation levels above price as well. So if we look at the liquidation heat map here, we can see on the 48-hour time frame over here that there is some levels below, and the thickest levels below, we got almost 72 million at about 71,000. We did come down and tag some yesterday, but of course the longs just keep opening, and these high leveraged longs, there's 91 million down at 71. There's a little bit more down at 70 and at 70 here. And of course, above price, we have some at 73,500 and a little bit there at 73,200 of shorts that would be liquidated there as well. And you can see how the highest levels, this got liquidated here, and they took out all of this liquidation leverage here, and then they came down and got the liquidation level down here. And this is where generally the highest levels here, the most brightest yellows, tended to have been the ones that they go for first because there's the most money down there. It doesn't mean that they can't go up first and grab some of this liquidity before coming down and getting this liquidity here. But if I was to lean one way or the other, I would lean towards coming down and hitting these levels down here at 71,000 again, which is what happened yesterday. And that's what I said would happen yesterday. And guess what? Who could have predicted it? That's what happened yesterday. Okay, but not big moves. Certainly we could come down to the 69,000 level here. There could be some liquidity that can be tagged, and I think possibly if we do come down and look again, the brightest yellow is down on the weekly, 121 million, down around that 71,000. Certainly there is some down here, but certainly they're the lighter colors now. The most immediate liquidity is here now, and there is some there obviously at 73,200. It is possible, of course, we come up and take that first before taking this liquidity here at 71 and at 70. So that would be the area of interest there for me, and certainly to the upside we have 73 there as well. So that's what I'm keeping my eye on there for Bitcoin as we jump back into the charts there for Bitcoin. What we do see is we do see a lot of support, the 50-day moving average. And I'm going to share about this a little bit on the altcoin video that's coming up. But historically, when Bitcoin has had a golden cross, which it just has had a golden cross there, as we can see, we're just going to clean this chart up a little bit. And you can see the golden cross there. A golden cross is when the 50-day moving average, simple moving average, goes above the 200-day moving average, simple moving average. You can see the 200 there is the lighter, thinner blue line, and the 50-day is the darker, thicker blue line. Now, when this happens, what Bitcoin does tend to do, and other alts as well, is it tends to retrace back to and retest the 50-day moving average, okay? So if it was to do that right now, for example, it would plummet all the way back down to 64,400 or 64,500. But of course, I'm not expecting this to have a sudden move like this. It could be more of a drop down to here, a test. We could bounce around here for a while. And all the while, the 50-day moving average could keep moving up. So by the time Bitcoin retests it, it could be back around the 68,500 level, which is the September high, which would be an immediate level down below. Of course, we've got the $70,000 level where we know we have those liquidation levels, which could, if liquidated, could bring the price down to this level here, down to the 69,500 or the September high, which was 68,500 there. So certainly there, and obviously if we go a little bit lower there, we've got the 50-day moving average down there at 64,470 and the 200 EMA on the daily at 61,500. But I would certainly say this, you can see how this is moving up fairly quickly now because price has moved quite significantly away from it. And it's like a magnet. Whenever the price of an asset, let's talk in this case, Bitcoin, is above the 50-day moving average, it's above price, it's going to be like a magnet and draw this up. However, when it's below price, as you can see here, it draws it down. It's below price. It pulls it like a magnet down. This is why when we broke above it, we have a few last opportunities to get into it here. And there was the 200 EMA on the daily and the 50-day moving average. Both were there. And so certainly that would have been the last kind of entries there. But certainly I believe we're going to get one last entry here as Bitcoin comes back down to the 50-day moving average, wherever that happens to be, whether it's here, whether it's here, whether it's here. And then I would expect a successful retest of that, and we could be off to Valhalla on the parabolic phase of the bull run there. So let's see how that shakes out. And that's going to wrap it up for a day. That's going to wrap it up today for the daily crypto show, the Bitcoin show. But we do have the altcoin show coming up in a couple of hours. And so until the next episode, happy trading.